right, so there's guys out there who are scared to put on any fat because they'll lose the hashtag aesthetics, right? They bulk today, then they start cutting tomorrow, then they bulk the next day, then they start cutting the next day, and they basically look the same year round. Whereas there's other guys out there who accept that, okay, if I bulk, I'll put on some weight. They bulk, they put on lean muscle, cut down, and look phenomenal. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference here and how we can be in the latter group. Without further ado, let's dive into it. All right. So, firstly, the first tip I want to touch into is don't try to fast track your muscle gain progress. This is a mistake I think just about everyone makes. I made it, and you might make it as well, because here's the thing. People told me about this and told me specifically not to do it, but I still did it. I remember when I first got into lifting, right? And I was just so skinny, and I wanted to get big, and I wanted to get big. That's all I wanted. So I was eating like big bags of chips all to myself. I wasn't even counting calories. I was just, any chance I could get to eat, I would eat chips, Coke, Nutella straight out the jar, pizza, everything, right? And guess what that led to? It led to minimal muscle gain, lots of fat gain, and it absolutely ruined my look. Like, my face was puffy all the way over here. It was extremely counterproductive. It was basically a waste of like 3 to 5 months, right? I put on like 50 pounds in 3 to 5 months. So I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. So slow and steady wins the race. The first tip I want to give is, even though, the title of this video says to bulk up fast, this process is a little bit counterintuitive, where you're going to get fast results by actually taking things slower, because you're going to make more progress that way. And let's make one thing very clear as well. Remember what I alluded to before with, like, the bulking and cutting. You need muscle for aesthetics. I feel like this aesthetic lifestyle kind of a phenomena has made it seem like you don't, because it's all about cuts, it's all about shreds, brah. It's all about the cut, brah. It's like, no, it's not all about the cut. Any of these aesthetic guys, Joe Delaney, Z's, it was like I feel like he started the movement. Mo Samuels, like any of these guys, they all, yes, they have abs and like the sharp jawline, whatever, but they all have a foundation of muscle. If you don't have a foundation of muscle, you're just going to look extremely skinny, frail. That's not aesthetic, right? So one thing, let's to make very clear, you need muscle for aesthetics. It's kind of a non-negotiable, right? Now, next tip. I remember when I was bulking, right? And once I figured out, okay, dirty bulking isn't the way, I started eating like cleaner foods, but I was still like shoving food down my gullet, right? Like, I would literally, I remember right before sleeping, I was like, oh my God, I didn't eat enough calories today. And then I would like take a huge mass gainer shake, just shove it down. It was like 1,000+ calories. And then I'd wake up like in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, I'd wake up like half throwing up, like the shake was coming out, right? And that's not healthy. That's not healthy. And A, that's not healthy. And B, that probably ruined my sleep, which was counterintuitive to muscle gain. So the second tip I have is, instead of shoving food down your gullet, like, oh, I need 1,000 calories, I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat this. You need to find a proper way to take in those calories that's going to be actually sustainable for you. One thing that I recommend a lot is mass shakes, right? So mass gainer shakes. Now, of course, don't like drink 1,000 calories before bed like I did. But point being, if you make a shake with like oatmeal, almond milk, or real milk, whatever you like, protein, peanut butter, bananas, like, you could easily run this up to like 1,000 calories. And you can drink that, and there's your 1,000 calories for the day. Most of you, if you're starting out at a lighter weight, you're going to need somewhere between, they're like ballpark, somewhere between 2,000 to 3,000 calories, right? So if you're on that lower end where you only need 2,000 to 2,500 calories, well, half of your work is already done just by one shake. So now you don't have to be like searching for random foods throughout the pantry trying to meet your caloric needs, right? So have these efficient ways of doing it. Mass shakes is what I recommend. And another tip so the third tip here on the same wavelength is, snacks are your friend, especially nuts, right? Like, nuts are so calorically dense that if you take that, you say you're like about to go, I don't know, go out shopping, or you go out run some small task. If you just take like a Ziploc bag with like some walnuts, almonds, whatever, right? Like, those could easily equal 1,000 calories as well. And you can just eat them throughout the day. Another easy way to take in those calories, right? All right, the next tip I have is to stay lax, right? Now, this might sound counterintuitive as well, but I remember when I was like trying to do this fitness thing, I wanted to change my physique so bad because I was so insecure about like everything from head to toe. I didn't like a single thing about myself. So what I would do is like I was counting every single calorie. It's like, no, I can't even fluctuate a little bit, and it all has to come from healthy foods, nutritious foods. And it's like, yes, first off, you should be eating whole foods, nutritious foods for the most part, yes. But look, we're here to have fitness as a way to enhance our life, right? If you're like me, you want to, probably get more girls. That's like reason number one why I started. So get more girls, start to go out more and integrate this into your life to where this improves your quality of life. And if this is what's causing you to like stay in and eat cans of tuna in your bedroom, which is literally what I would do, that's a little bit counterintuitive there, right? And understand that this is a lifelong journey at this point. Once you've embarked on this journey, this is a lifelong journey. Make no mistake about it, right? So you're gonna be doing this for the rest of your life. So if you need to go out and eat a little off track, like do it. Enjoy life, right? Like let's say you do that and you stay a little bit more lax. Maybe you put on like 2 pounds less muscle compared to someone who was 100%. Which, by the way, I don't think would happen because I think someone who tries to be 100%, they're gonna reach burnout pretty quick. But let's assume that for a second. Like, who cares? You can put that 2 pound of muscle on next year or next year. You know what I mean? Because you're doing this for life. You're not some professional bodybuilder where every pound of muscle is going to like make or break your career or something, right? I'm assuming you probably have a career on the side and bodybuilding is this thing that you do to, again, for me, it was just straight up to get more attention in the dating market. So maybe your goal is like that, or maybe you just want to feel better about yourself, whatever it may be. The point is every pound of muscle is not important here. What's important is, are we doing this to improve our quality of life? And sitting at home eating cans of tuna in your bedroom is not improving your quality of life, right? So be a little bit more lax about it. Don't try to be perfect. And I think actually when you do that, you're going to stick with your bulk for longer and make more progress in the long run. Now, tip number 5, oil is your friend, okay? Like olive oil, for example, like you can, whether you're having a salad or literally whatever you're having, you can usually put olive oil in it. You put a tablespoon, that's 100 calories, not a tablespoon, 200 calories, easiest calories of your life, right? Or if you want to be real hardcore, you can just take it and just drink it, right? You drink 2 tablespoons, again, easiest calories of your life. And then there's going to be some people over here who are going to say, oh, you can't like cook in olive oil, bro, or you only got to use like organic, natural, straight from the farm 2 kilometers away from here. It's like, no, take that thought, throw it out the window, right? Like this feeds into what I was saying before. The more you try to like strive for these perfection things, counterintuitively, at least what I found, like the less progress you'll make. I'm not, again, don't misconstrue that as just go out and eat whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But if, non-organic is what you have at home, or if non-organic is what you can afford right now, if you're living on like a student budget, just get it, bro. Like you'll be fine. Okay. Your body will be fine. Right. Stop trying to strive for like this perfection. It has to be perfect. 3,000 calories a day has to come from organic, natural, unfiltered. Like if that's your lifestyle, hey, cool. I'm not trying to judge. All I'm trying to say is, if that's not your lifestyle and you're still trying to shoot for like this perfection, it's going to burn you out, and it's going to burn you out real quick. Let's put perfection to the side for a second, right? And what we're concerned with is progress. You and I, we want to make progress, get to that sexy aesthetic physique. And as long as you're focusing on the macro, you're well on your way there. Now, next thing I want to touch on, right? So those were the 5 tips. Next thing I want to touch on, right? Be kind to yourself throughout this process. Look, stop aspiring to look like these social media people. I'm not saying you won't look like that, but when you're just starting off your journey, you got to realize these guys already have like 10, 20, 30, 40, depending on the guy you're looking at, pounds of muscle on them, right? That's going to take a while to build. And, the second thing is those guys, they don't even look like their social media pictures like for most of the year. Only like very few of them do, right? And then there's also the fact that there's like drugs involved in social media. A lot of them are on drugs, steroids, etc. And again, some of them, even the ones who are on drugs, they don't look like their pictures year round. You know what I mean? So you gotta know social media is just a highlight reel, okay? And these people, they try to like impose these standards on us, like, oh, I look like this year round, bro. It's kind of like the same thing issue that started with, girls getting like fake butts and then posting them on Instagram saying, oh, all natural. And then it was messing up like the women beauty standard side. Now we're kind of seeing it happening on the men beauty standard side. So again, these people, they try to impose these standards on us, and it misconstrues your image of what a sexy aesthetic physique looks like, right? So again, be kind to yourself throughout this process. Just stop aspiring, because if you aspire for like looking like these social media guys, you'll probably get stuck in the cycle like I did, where you're bulking one day, cutting one day, and you'll make almost no progress. Because that's what it is, right? Like these guys have muscle and they're lean. You got to pick one and complete that process before you can jump to the next, right? And make no mistake about it, you keep on putting in the work, your time will come where you'll have the sexy aesthetic physique, right? So you embark on this journey, your time will come, but enjoy every step of the way rather than, constantly being in this internal battle with yourself. Oh, I'm going to bulk now. Oh, I'm going to cut. Oh, I look like shit now. It's like, no, relax, bro. Enjoy the journey, all right? And just share my personal process. I was in that cycle for a long, and I still find myself stuck in that cycles. You know what I mean? Like I bulk and I start hating my physique, and I cut, and it's like, oh, now I'm getting too small. And for most of my fitness journey, I've absolutely hated my physique, and despite all the progress I've made, I've still felt extremely insecure, and that's kind of sad when you think about it. Like I put in all this hard work, and I still can't appreciate it. And I don't want you to end up in the same place. So I'm learning this stuff now, and I want you to understand that, right? So enjoy the journey, and let's move forward and make great progress. And I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you stick with it, and but again, my goals were vain when I started. Maybe yours are too. So now you're getting compliments everywhere you go, because your arms are like busting out of your shirt. Shoulders are coming out of your shirt. People can tell you work out. Imagine that your attention on all the dating apps, and that was one of my goals as well, on all the dating apps is going up now, right? Imagine that your self-esteem is improving, not because you like what you see in the mirror, but also you've accomplished this hard to accomplish goal that most people won't accomplish. How many people do you truly know out there with a sexy aesthetic physique? But you put in that work and you accomplish that, and your self-esteem improves by the day. Imagine that. And that's the path you're on, all right? Keep working hard. You're on the right track. I'm confident you can make it, but what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I have for this video. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to that next level in life. So please come join our community. I'm going to leave my Instagram, TikTok somewhere over here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.